So why are you trying to interact with the customer?
To sell our product.
To sell, yeah, but you've fallen into the trap there, you see. It's not always about selling. It could be to reassure them. Yeah, so the BP video that we looked at about Gulf of Mexico, they're not trying to sell anything, right? But they are interacting through the internet, okay? So just always be aware of that it's not always about commercial issues. And that comes back to this thing called word of mouth. So why is that effective? Why is that an effective tool in Marcoms? These 3 letters here, word of mouth.
It practically doesn't cost you much money.
Yeah.
But it's highly effective. It's
Yeah.
very effective.
Because
it can reach a person.
yeah, exactly. It's people you trust. It's your peers, your friends. Yeah, they're saying, oh, you have to go and see this movie. It's really good. It's really exciting. Or you have to go to this restaurant or whatever. Okay, so it's not some campaign as such. It's not, it's very much a personal recommendation. Okay.
So it could be used as a valued opinion.
It is, yeah, from a valued friend or and it's subtle, and you don't mind doing it if it's your friend and it's a product, like a new product that you think they're interested in, or if it's a new film. I say film, you say movies, yeah. Well, we all like them. New popcorn, for instance, whatever it might be. But it's something that you recommend, okay? And it's part of this that we said earlier about the buzz marketing, about viral campaigns and so on. That you can be creative, in other words, right? So you've got you work for a small company, you don't have a big budget, right? Or you go into this new job, and the first thing you say is, right, we want to do this Marcoms, we want to get our message out there. It might be a charity, for instance. No one knows about us. We need to get our message heard. Okay, how are you going to actually create something that will work, but will be cost effective? You don't have a massive budget. It's not pot noodles. Okay, it might be a little charity that you just, okay. So all of this internet-based resource, if you like, is very useful for that. The Facebook page has been liked, creating a buzz about things, okay? Putting ads on the internet, for instance, that you wouldn't get away with on TV. So one of the things that e-commerce in general does it does help relationship marketing, okay? It does help make things a little bit more personalized, okay? So in other words, what we're trying to do all the time is to make our customers feel as if we love them, make them feel that, they're part of our gang, yeah? And there's examples here, some of the websites we looked at earlier. Music Angel is obviously one. BP, yeah. So again, this is the Norwegian version, but essentially on this little product here, you've got the usual Facebook invite. Okay, so you might log on there and you might find some people, like-minded people who are basically in the target market for this product, okay? So essentially what we're trying to do is demystify things and build a relationship, reach out, if you like, to customers. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So obviously if you've got a relationship, and B2B is built on relationships, right? So you often hear customers say, we know we can get it cheaper, right? But this person or this company provides a service. I trust them. They've always, been a client, or they've looked after us well. And I know they've taken a hit on some deals that we've done, but we've always been able to. Okay, that's absolutely key to B2B. So one product I was involved in, which was with Kelloggs, I was basically selling to Kelloggs, who are in Manchester, and this ended up like this, right? And basically what it was for one of their products, which is called Nutrigrain. You know Nutrigrain? Yeah. Bars, yeah. And they wanted something that would go in the store, so basically all the bars of Nutrigrain would be in here. And lo and behold, there's one in the shop outside here. There's one of our units, right? So what they said they wanted was a second point of purchase. So they ended up with a stand like this, which had a timber base, okay? Had 6 shelves, okay? Had a header to say what it was. It had price tags on the front here to show people what prices it was, okay? It was bought by Kelloggs, and it was a small little unit. You'll see it over there, right? How many do you think they bought from us over a number of years?
Well, at first they might not have bought that much.
Yeah, exactly. Try them out. So at first, it's a good point. So basically what happened was it didn't just end up like that day one. We had to make drawings. We had to talk to the marketing people. the marketing people in Kelloggs had a specification as to what they wanted. So it had to hold so many chocolate bars, or so many bars. It had to have the prices, it had to have a base unit, it had to be a certain material. So Kelloggs had an input to it, right? So that was Kellogg's spec, if you like, to us. And we're the manufacturer here at ClearX, yeah? And they're supplying it to retail customers like Tesco, right? Okay? So do you think Tesco would be happy with that, or do you think they'd want an input?
Yeah, you probably see space.
Yeah, but also they wanted an input. They wanted to see it. So they're not going to just let units go into this to float in, yeah? So they would have to sign it off. So basically they have a little model store, which basically we showed this sort of equipment in, and they would say, well, we don't like this. It needs some bump rail on it, right, because it's going to get hit by trolleys. It's currently acrylic, as in Perspex. It needs to be PETG, because it's tougher material, okay? They were specifications to where it could go, where it couldn't go. Where it was meant to go was in the snacking area. So when you go into the store and you buy a sandwich and a drink, that's what they wanted. Yeah, because Kellogg's, they see themselves as a provider of, they see themselves as a competition with people like Mars and Nestle. Right, so they don't just make boxes of cereal. They make these cereal bars, which are originally a breakfast substitute, yeah? So essentially it ended up with, if you like, the decision-making unit. They have a thing called decision-making unit, which is basically a group of people, okay? So that would be the marketing people, the financial people, some Tesco people, some Kellogg's people. We'd be in there kind of, but we'd only be in there being told what to do because we're a supplier. So we'd be saying, they'd be saying to us, well, we need 2,000 to roll out starting in January, okay? And what they would do is get these units and give them to their sales reps, put them in the stores, okay? So the point being that this was a very, this whole project took about 6 months, I'd say, to get to an actual prototype that they were happy with, because print had to be sorted and colours and, yeah, technical issues. And then it was rolled out, and they ended up buying 25,000 of them off us, yeah? Yeah.
First go?
No, over a couple of years. But the point was that there was a lot of people involved in it, but it was a very successful product because everyone working together ended up with something that worked. It worked for Kellogg's, it worked for Tesco, and obviously it worked for us, okay, because we had an input to it. So that's a good example of like a business-to-business environment where there's a group of people involved that can take months, whereas if it's B2C, I could go into the cinema this afternoon and decide to go to cinema, yeah? No one else is involved in the decision, I just pay for it, job done.